Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Today we have a very interesting topic, and I want you to think about it a lot whenever I ask you this question. Is time the most valuable resource for humans, or a human? If you go in the comments or even ask somebody around you if they think time is the most valuable resource, you'll get very different answers. In all honesty, my answer is no. I still think that happiness, if you think back to the previous video, happiness is the most valuable thing a human can have. If we think back to the last video again, I said that happiness negates everything else. It just flat out ignores it because it's just such a valuable resource for humans. And I stand by that. I really do think that happiness is more valuable than time. And speaking of happiness, why do happy times seem to fly by way faster than the sad times? I was gonna originally say, oh, the weekend flies by, but no, like any good times just go by so fast. You may remember the happy times more, but in the moment, the happy times just blaze by. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's two of them. How about let's talk while we wait for them to leave. Is optimizing time truly the most important thing you can do? Because in theory, if you optimize your time, you have a lot more of it. But is optimizing it truly that good? If we think back to my last video, if you watch that one, put it on the screen now, editing Lucky Ant. In that video, I said that if time is too valuable, it becomes inherently less enjoyable because you have to optimize it. You can't do things that aren't deemed as optimal. Like right now, watching this video isn't technically optimal with your time. Does that mean that you shouldn't do it? Absolutely not. You're enjoying yourself. You could be a millionaire right now if you quote unquote optimize it properly. Like, what are some ways that you can optimize your time? I want you to think about this. How can I optimize my time? One way that I think of right off the bat is try to stop doing excess things. Like, don't scroll on TikTok all the time. Don't scroll Instagram all the time. Do things that are more meaningful with your time. Like going out with your friends. That's more useful than scrolling TikTok all day. But why is that? Really think about that. Why is spending time on TikTok less valuable than spending time with friends or going out to a job? Making money just makes it to where you can do so many different things. It is just an evolving tree of just things you can do. Time, you don't really need to be happy because if you're very busy throughout your day constantly, let's say you are busy, you have no free time, but you're listening to music the whole time, you don't need time in theory then. But what if you're unhappy? What can you do then? Money won't fix that. Time won't fix that. The only way you can fix your own happiness is through yourself. If you lack happiness, you don't really need either of the other things. Hey, look, another Paul George inventory, go figure. But let's get back on track to our main topic. People usually regret not doing things rather than doing things. If you think about it, not doing something doesn't affect you as much as doing something because you didn't do anything. Nothing happened. Nothing changed. Some people want that maybe. A select few people might think that doing nothing is really nice for them, but most people really deep down don't want that. That's why 2-week Minecraft phases exist. Why? Why only 2 weeks? Why not have months and months or maybe a year or maybe keep going back to it like after every week? It's because of the novelty. Novelty wears off very fast with humans, especially nowadays in the age of TikTok. New things are constantly coming out. Trends used to last like years. Like Pokemon Go was large for so many years, like for like 2-3 years. People were still talking about it from like 2016 to 2018. Nowadays, you don't really hear about it unless you are still a very huge fan of it. That's why FOMO, fear of missing out, is such a big topic among so many things. Like imagine all your friends went and saw, let's say, the movie Obsession, but then you didn't see it. You're gonna feel so left out that it's gonna feel awful. Even if you go and watch it later on, it's because you didn't watch it with them that it feels so bad. If you have a fear of missing out, that's perfectly fine. Not just because that's in your biology, but also because you're happy. Like, if buying something that's limited time, if you're happy with what you got, so be it. There's no way we just got that. With your own time, in the morning, let's say, do you have a routine? And do you think that having that routine is the best thing possible? Or is it better to just kind of like free ball it, do whatever you want? And also, the most devastating routine is if you could relive a single year, you had to pick a single year to relive, what one would you pick? And why wouldn't you pick the other ones? Because every year has its own thing. Redoing a year seems kind of scary in all honesty because you'd have to redo all those things. But going down that rabbit hole, if today repeated forever, there was an episode of Supernatural about this. If the universe kept like repeating the same day over and over, what would you do? In all honesty, if you had to repeat the same day over and over again, you probably would get straight to the point all the time because you know that there's nothing to wait for. And how much does a person really wait in their life? It's not inherently bad to wait, but are you waiting right now for something that's really worth it? What's something that you'd wait for no matter what? Or maybe even someone that you'd wait for no matter what? You might have an answer that some other people find stupid, but see, that's your answer. Who cares? That is your answer. That is what you believe. Pumping the brakes back to time. How you value your time, you should not ever let somebody else tell you how to spend your time. Live your life how you want to live it. It is your life. Eventually, you don't have any time left as a human being. That's true. Like, we all die someday. But that doesn't mean that we should fear it as much. Because if your time is always spent worrying about time, you're burning time. That's worse than just sitting there and twiddling your thumbs while time passes by. Kind of like GM for the Schmoston Schmeltics getting a certain someone traded to their team. I'm talking about Paul George, by the way. I think we spawned very close. No, we spawned like a million miles away. Oh my gosh, this is not even a late raid, but we're still not gonna get shit out of this. I'm telling you, we are not gonna get jack diddly. I'm gonna get there and it's gonna be like a magnet and Paul George left over. Just like I told you, somebody's already here and it's 20 minutes, 8 minutes into the So we're coming back with essentially a mix of Jaylen Brown and a mix of Paul George mashed in the ones. Like, it's kind of like average. I'm not going to stop slandering Paul George until like the next NBA season, since the fact that the Celtics traded off Jaylen Brown for Paul George. Like, I would say no disrespect to Paul George, but no disrespect to Paul George. How did you think that Jaylen Brown was worth Paul George? There's no way that the GM was sane in the right mind trading off Jaylen Brown like that. We used no grenades, no heals, no nothing. Like, we used nothing in that last raid and we still got a good amount of stuff. And off camera, I am going to grind the hell out of this event. By the next time you see a video about me, I'm going to have an expedition done. But that's all I have to say. Very glad to have you watching. Hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. My name is Lucky Ant, or more formally Lucky Ant 7, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.